Hello everyone. Let's learn about various functions associated with OS module. We have all been using useful terminal commands throughout the course of this semester. The OS module functions enables us to execute terminal commands within our Python programs. Why exactly would we want to do that? Let's say that you're trying to write a Python program to generate a brand new data set and you want to create a specific directory structure within which you want to store the new data set. The OS module functions are going to come in handy for that. Let's learn about the listDar function within the OS module. I'm going to show you example invocations for all of these functions using Python interactive mode. How can we identify that I'm inside Python interactive mode? The key would be the triple arrow prompt here. First of all, we'll have to import the OS module. I'm using the import space OS style of import. So in order to invoke the functions within the OS module, I'll have to mention OS dot and then the function name. Let's look at example invocation of listDar function. As the name of the function suggests, this is going to enable us to execute ls command on the directory whose relative path we are going to pass as argument to this particular function call. Recall that dot refers to the current working directory. So os.listDar function call, when we pass string dot as argument, is going to return a list containing three items of file.txt, main.py, and data subdirectory when we are within demo as the current working directory. Recall that double dot refers to the parent directory of the current working directory. If we pass double dot as argument to listDar function, you're going to get at least one list item as demo and maybe other files and directories. Let's look at os.listDar function call when we pass string data as relative path argument. That's going to give us a list containing two entries of movies.csv and snapshots. Let's move on to learning about Mkdir function. As the name of the function suggests, it's going to enable us to create a brand new directory. We are going to pass the relative path to the directory as the argument to this particular mkdir function call. Mkdir of test is going to enable us to create a test directory within the current working directory of demo. Let's learn about the os.path.exist function. Observe that exist function is part of a submodule called path within the OS module. So we are going to invoke exist function by saying os.path.exist. As argument, we are going to pass relative path to a specific file or a directory. os.path.exist function call when we pass string file.txt as argument is going to return a boolean value of true because file.txt exists within the current working directory. os.path.exists of string haha.txt is going to return a boolean value of false because haha.txt is not part of the current working directory demo. Let's learn about the sfile function. As the name of the function suggests, it's going to enable us to determine whether the argument relative path is a file or not. os.path.sfile of haha.txt is going to return a boolean value of false. Clearly, haha.txt doesn't even exist, so this particular function call is going to return false. os.path.sfile of file.txt is going to return a boolean value of true. os.path.sfile of data is going to return a boolean value of false because data is a subdirectory and not a file. os.path.sdir function is going to enable us to determine whether the passed argument is a directory or not. os.path.sdir of data is going to return true. and os.path.sdir of file.txt is going to return false. Let's learn about the join function within OS module and path submodule. This is a very important function. This particular function call usage will ensure that your code is portable. You're going to need this for future projects, so please pay close attention here. You're never supposed to hard code the forward or backward slash within relative paths within your project code. Instead, you're going to have to use the os.path.join function. As arguments to that particular function, you're going to pass the parts of your relative path. If you want to create the relative path data slash movies.csv, you're going to pass data as the first argument and movies.csv as the second argument. Python takes care of automatically verifying whether you're executing this particular function call within Windows or on Mac or Linux, and accordingly, it is going to insert the corresponding forward or backward slash. On Mac or Linux, you're going to get the output as data forward slash movies.csv, and on Windows, you're going to get the output as data backward slash movies.csv. Let me talk about what will happen if you do not use the os.path.join function within your project code. Let's say that you're writing your project code within your Windows laptop. You have either hard coded the backward slashes within a variable name which is storing the path to that particular file, or you're using the string method join to join parts of the relative path with this particular backward slash here. You're going to execute your project code within your laptop. You will run test.py, everything will pass, and you will get 100% score. But when you submit your program, the TAs and the graders are going to run the test within a Linux operating system. So when we run test.py, that's going to fail on your program submission because you hard coded the backward slash. Instead, what you need to be doing is that you need to be using the os.path.join function by passing parts of your relative path as arguments here. Please pay very close attention to this. This will just avoid you from using resubmission for the future projects. Do not hardcode forward or backward slash either directly within a variable or by using the join method call as part of the string sequence. Instead, use the join function as part of the os.path module. I'll wrap up this video here. In the next video, we are going to talk about handling file exceptions.